Thank you for meeting with us. We are national TV, and we also, it's called kind of society. So it's not BBC, but it's close. Try to be. And we are economical digest. So we talk to businessmen and help them, trying to give them some expertise and understanding on how the business works nowadays. And so thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, many people in our country, they remember also with movie where one person said, believe me, in 10 years or 15 years, there will be nothing, just TV. No theater, no newspapers, nothing, just TV. And now people, and it didn't never happen. Now everybody says everything will be digital. There will be no paper, no TV, nothing. How would you react on things like that?
It's interesting, isn't it? Because people will consume content in the way they are most comfortable with, and I think the recent challenges with with fake news have been bringing people back to their trusted brands. Really, now you consume your trusted brand in the way you feel more comfortable with. So I think the feel of paper, some people like that, and they
Older people,
not only older people. I think it depends on what you're trying to get out of it. So I wouldn't say that it's the death of print, but if you are just on print and you are not making the most out of those digital channels, then you're going to struggle to reach multiple audiences.
Okay, let's talk some about your story. When did you understand in The Economist that you need something digital? Who was the first one to come on? Maybe how did it happen?
Well, The Economist has had a website since 1997.
Mm-hmm.
So that website evolved and changed a number of times. And if you look at it, over the course of the last 10 years, the rate of change has really accelerated. So in 2010, Facebook came into play. You had the iPad, and the iPad was going to revolutionize, be a revolutionary medium for publications out there. So publishers started, putting their experiences, and usually that experience ended up to be a glass copy of their print magazine. But that changed, yeah, and around 5 years ago, The Economist looked at the capability it had, and it said, well, actually, we need to be able to reach more people. We wanted to also leverage different distribution channels, and also be able to put the customer at the heart of those experiences.
It's been over 20 years now that you've been doing this in Economist,
Yes.
and to what has it finally evolved? How would you describe now the model of digital or just multi-venture media now? What did it evolve to?
Well, I would say that it evolved to a means of constantly changing and adapting.
It's not the end.
Digital transformation, in my opinion, never ends, because at the heart of it is really putting in place the people, the culture, the building blocks to enable you to actually iterate and evolve and expand into different mediums, and to be able to react to an ever-changing landscape out there. You have channels like Snapchat, Facebook. A couple of years back, Google launched AMP, that accelerated mobile pages. We have, who knows what new channel is going to come up. Audio is becoming more and more popular. Video is out there, and video platforms are out there. So it's constantly evolving. So really, what you need to have in place is the ability to react to that change quicker.
And what does it take? What resources do you need? What kind of people do you need in order to do that?
I think you need people that are ready to embrace change. You need people that are able to think big but start small. You need people that are focused on outcomes, that deliver value. And you need people that think positively, And it's really at the heart of it is the culture you have within the organization that enables you to come together, collaborate.
Let me ask you this. You had journalists, you had media, you had people that worked. Who did you have to invite on board in order to make your media digital?
Well, with digital comes technology, and really the investment around that is how to bring digital closer to
programmers, right?
Yeah, software engineers, operational engineer, DevOps, QA, and these are the sort of foundational building blocks that you need to have within your organization to be able to develop, product owners, technical leads, architects, engineers. These are disciplines that are out there.
How big is the team that makes your media digital? How big is it?
Our digital team is around 120 people.
And this comparing to the people that provided content?
Yeah, it's just a very small proportion actually to that.
Small.
Yeah. It's a small. It's
about 10%,
right? Yeah, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
You said that some of the media products become more and more popular, like audio or video. Could you comment on that a little bit more? How do you see this? Why do you think it happens?
I think it's the nature of the lives we live, isn't it? So audio is something that you can take with you, and you can listen on your commute to work, or when you're exercising, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or these also there are more platforms out there that enable you to consume audio. So Amazon launched Alexa, and Google has Google Home, and these platforms enable you to interact
Mm-hmm.
really with your voice to get actions, and that's pretty much one of these newer type of mediums where you want to be there. Like, for example, asking Alexa, what's the latest news, or Alexa, can you give me my morning briefing? And
She says that, not the journalist, right?
well, she is reading what has been written, really.
Yeah, there are some speculations among journalists that they say that sooner or later robots will replace us. They will write news not worse than we do, at least news, not big articles. How close are we to this era?
I don't think we are close to that yet, and I think it's also it depends. It depends what type of content. If you are reading a feed that is coming in, and you get to you get a machine to read it for you,
Somebody needs to write it, right?
Yeah, somebody needs to write it. But it's something that is out there, and the future who knows what it has in place for
Well,
us.
let's talk about the present. These digital instruments and your work obviously has changed the way journalists work. You know, how did they change? How did journalists' work change? What exactly? Do they have to do everything? Like they have to shoot, they have to record, they have to cut, or they just journalists like used to be?
That's a good question. In terms of the Economist, we have different mediums now that digital is part of the editorial storytelling. So it's one of the things that we do is on a weekly basis we come together and discuss a particular topic.
Editorial and digital come together.
Well, editorial come together, but over the course of the past few years, that has been changing, and digital is starting to play a role in there. And first and foremost, started in terms of the interactives we're going to be using as part of the story, and now it's going to be around the particular experience we want to pull together to be able to tell the story. So one of the things our editor wants to achieve is to have digital and editorial work together hand in hand. And
has it happened?
It has happened partly. In terms of we have actually part of the digital team that is within the editorial building, sitting next to our journalists and editors. I think the next evolution of that is being part of that weekly briefing around being able to contribute ideas on how we can effectively support the story we are about to write about. I see that becoming more and more closer because the digital storytelling is central now.
The digital part also can tell you what your customer or reader needs to hear or listen or to see. How much do you use this information in order to decide what needs to be in the media?
We use
feedback, right.
We use that much more around when we are building or thinking about features to include within our different apps or websites. So we use both qualitative and quantitative techniques. Qualitative in terms of being quantitative in terms of being able to understand how people are engaging with our products, how many times, how many articles they're reading, how far down the article are they getting to, and qualitative in terms of looking at getting feedback, and also focus groups in terms of what.
You have focus groups?
Yeah, we do focus groups around product development. Yeah.
Oh, on product, not on news, right?
Not on news, no, on product.
Right.
On product.
I heard that the ideal situation for future media, you may tell whether I agree with this or not, but they say that you basically, in order to make a story, you need three people. One is journalist, obviously, then a technical person that knows how to distribute, and also a marketing person that would know what to write, what accents to put, and this group will produce news for the future. How would you agree with this?
I would change it slightly. Yeah, it's. I think the coming together of people, it's really critical. Yeah, around if you have a product and experience, bringing people together, and that includes editorial, technical, and commercial, because you need to tell the story, have the technology and the right platform to be able to distribute and talk about, and you need a way of effectively commercializing it. But those domains need to really be held separately. So
So
I
you
don't
think that old school, they need to be wall between them, right?
Yeah, we keep a wall between them. So it's the separation of church and state. It's, you know, the editorial, the story comes from editorial. The marketing team is around how we are able to commercialize it, you know, how we are able to put in offers around subscription or...
give you a little slight spin on that. The marketing people may, of course, tell how to make money on that, but they also can tell you how to get more clicks, how to get more attention or popularity. So they may just learn what people want to hear, and they can give you these insights.
Yes, and I know that some organizations look at that. For us, it's not the case. For us, it's around you know, the integrity of the story and the integrity of and being true to our values is far more important than delivering a clickbait. Obviously, what we want to achieve is the right experience for our readers to be able to consume that story, and making it easy for them to consume it, be it on the web, be it on Apple News or on Facebook Instant Articles or on Google AMP, whatever medium you want to read our story, it should be there for you to be able to read it. And then we want to make it easier for you to be, if you like what you're reading, to be able to subscribe, because we need subscribers.
Aren't you afraid that you may lose audience to those who really follow this model that I described?
I personally don't think so, and The Economist has been around for 175 years. That's how this year we've celebrated our 175th anniversary, and we did that through a set of debates and a set of events, which actually were around open societies, open technology, open borders, and talking about and debating that not only with the people that agree with us, but also with people that don't agree with us, because we want to get those different perspectives out there.
There's also was a little idea that I heard from people from American media. They say that some media decided to quit print and say we're going to be only websites, only digital, and then later they regretted because the print gave them the name, the stability, the trust, and then this gave them this distribution, and they say they regretted that decision. What do you think about that? Why did they regret?
Well, I think it's very interesting that, it's being digital first and looking at those digital channels, looking at your cost of operation. To deliver something on print is you have to look at you have fulfillment costs, you have production costs, right. You have logistical costs around it.
That's the main reason why they did that.
Yeah, and you're looking at it around cost optimization. However, it all depends around you and your brand, really. And for us, the printed word is still quite a popular medium.
Why do you still need print in this area, this age of digital?
Well, if it's still popular, and if it's still something that
well, it's losing popularity, isn't it? It's declining.
It might be, but for us, it's not that much.
Well, how would you explain? How would you explain that? Why people still hold on to this press, even though they have iPads and all this?
It could be multiple reasons. It could be multiple reasons. You know, it could be that you like having the feel of the paper and how you read it. It might be that you have it with you. And you take it with you, and you can consume.
Aesthetical reason.
It could be, yeah. I personally don't know. I know that for us, both print and digital are part and parcel of what we deliver.
Social media are living their last couple of years. Something else will come, and we need to prepare for this next stage of development. Do you think that social media will go and something will replace it? And what will it be?
Well, if the last 10, 20 years have taught us anything, is that the rate of change is constant and it's getting quicker and quicker. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I would say, you know, whatever we have now might not be what we have in 10 years' time or in 20 years' time.
Could you share with us what will it be in 2 years? You probably need to consider this now because you need time to create software for that.
Well, I think what you need to, in my opinion, what you need to enable is your organization to be able to adapt. Yeah.
Right.
So
create a department, right?
Well, not a department. Actually, you need to have the building blocks in place that you can bring together, and you can replace some of them and continue using others. Secondly, you need to have the organizational capability to be able to bring different people of different disciplines together and form dedicated teams that are able to take an initiative, explore it, and deliver it. And if you apply that and apply it to what is coming in the future, that means that you are providing an ability for your organization to adapt to that change. So if that could be, you know, a different medium of consuming, audio is very popular for us at the moment. So how to leverage that and bring that audio as part of the experiences we're delivering, both on web or on connected devices or on. What
about video?
Video is interesting. It's a very popular medium, but for us we use it for we deliver both snippets and like daily catch-ups and also short form documentaries around it. I would say if you compare that with audio, for us audio is much bigger than video is, but it's still a medium we deliver.
So the last question would be, how would you describe, maybe in short terms, in one lesson, how will the media of future will look like?
Well, the media of future will have to tackle trust and build trust. Secondly, it will have to be able to be consumed in multiple formats. And thirdly, it has to be true to the message, continue being true to the message it's trying to provide. That's how I would say.
We would give a picture of more. We would have website, we would have audio podcast and this, but you cannot do it.
Well, we could go there because it could be a number of things. So traditionally, you had a print publication. So you used to go and buy a paper. Then you wanted to be able to explore that on the web. Then you started consuming that on the iPad. Then mobile became very, very popular. And mobile is I would say more popular now than desktop. Now audio and the devices out there that you can interact with your voice, making audio so much more relevant. What's next? It could be a number of things. You know, self-driving cars could mean that you have more time to be able to consume content while you are sitting and and being taken through the journey. And because it's self-driving, then you can have more interactive experiences than just audio. You could have you could be immersed in a story and be able to interact with it and look at different opinions from different points of view around a particular story. That could happen. So, and I think both are very real and are very likely to
Good.
happen.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.